Good morning, boys and girls. Today is Tuesday, May 12th, 2020. Your journal today is, if I could cook any meal for my family, I would cook blank because blank. So if mom or dad said, you are cooking dinner tonight and you can cook whatever you want for the family, I want to know what you would cook and why, and then draw a picture of either you making that meal or your family eating that meal. Okay? And make sure you're using detail and you're coloring in the picture. All right, today's story is called Mr. Duck Means Business, and it was written by Tammy Sauer and illustrated by Jeff Mack. Mr. Duck means business, and he's got one angry look on his face. My goodness. Mr. Duck lived by himself at the pond. Each day he followed a tight schedule. From 6 in the morning until 7, he would stretch his wings. From 7 until 8, he would fluff his feathers. And precisely at 8:01, he would glide across the perfectly still water. Ah, said Mr. Duck, it's so peaceful, so quiet. I have everything I need. Day after day, week after week, and year after year, everything was the same, and Mr. Duck was very happy. Then one especially hot summer day, Mr. Duck had just begun his morning gliding when he saw, so here's a sign, and it says no visitors allowed, no visitors welcome, but the weeds have grown over the word no, so it says visitors welcome. Pig, look out below! Oink, oink! Splash! Mr. Duck sputtered. He muttered. He tail a-fluttered. But Pig did not get the message. Mr. Duck was all set to give a Pig a strongly worded speech regarding private property when, well, there you are, said Cow. Let's see your moves, called Pig. Jump in. You don't mind, do you, Mr. Duck, said Cow as she plowed past. Moo, moo, splash. Oh, boy. Mr. Duck grumbled. He mumbled, and he flip-flop fumbled. But Pig and Cow did not get the message. They're not even paying attention to him. Mr. Duck was all set to tell them what's what when, hey, said Goat, we've been looking all over for you. Anyone up for a game of Marco Polo, called Pig. Last one is a rotten egg, cheeped a chick. Come on, Mr. Duck, said Cow, you're it. Oh, boy. The water got wild, the scenery got crowded, and the peace and quiet, it was gone. Mr. Duck tapped, he flapped, he totally snapped. Quack! And somebody got the message. The little chick in the water got the message. Perhaps we've overstayed our welcome, said Chick. Oh, said the other animals. Out, out, out of my pond, cried Mr. Duck. This time I mean business. So sorry. My apologies. Goodbye for good, said Mr. Duck. Sorry to have bothered you, said Chick. Thanks for letting us swim in your pond. Alone at last, Mr. Duck returned to his routine. He stretched his wings. There was no splashy belly flopping. He fluffed his feathers. There was no annoying water ballet. He glided across the perfectly still water. There was certainly no rowdy round of Marco Polo. Ah, said Mr. Duck, it's so peaceful, so quiet, and that's just the way I like it. On Monday, quiet. On Tuesday, very quiet. On Wednesday, peaceful. On Thursday, very peaceful. On Friday, yawn. On Saturday, Mr. Duck twiddled his feathers peacefully and quietly, of course. And on Sunday, Mr. Duck had a plan. Oh boy, I wonder what the plan is. These days, Mr. Duck still loves to stretch at 6. He still loves to fluff his feathers at 7. He still loves to glide across the perfectly still water at precisely 8:01. But sometimes life calls for a little noise. Noise welcome from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. so his friends can swim with him for 2 hours. Especially with friends. So that's a nice little story. All right. So don't forget, your journal is, if you could cook any meal for your family, what would you cook and why? And make sure you give me a nice detailed colored in picture. Have a great day. Don't forget to check out the measurement video that's going to talk to you about measuring. And let's review before I sign off what compound words are. Okay, remember, compound words are 2 or more words joined together to create a new word that has a new meaning. So we looked at these yesterday on Monday. So we have the word sun plus the word flower gives us a new word, which is called sunflower. The color blue plus berries, put them together, you get blueberries. Foot plus a ball, put it together and you get a football. So today's activity is the same as yesterday's. You are going to match the words at the bottom with the words from the left to words on the right. Draw the new compound word and then draw me a little picture and color it in. Okay? So hope you all have a good day, and I will see you soon.